What is up, KT Dynasty? If you are a new viewer, hi, hello, how you doing? And welcome to the family. You guys, if you have not done so already, please make sure you smash that subscribe button. Hit the little notification bell right next to it. So every single time your girl drops bangers, because you know that's all we do is bangers, you can be one of the first to be notified every single time we drop videos. Also, leave your girl a like and definitely drop me a comment down below on this one. This is sausage.
Are you in first place?
My fiance informed me that, you know, with all this whole pandemic and everything going on, everybody's being really cautious with the items that are coming in, right? Okay, they're supposed to wait at least 3 days before they can even go through any of the items, right? Okay. His boss was making them go through the items before the 3-day period. That was my first strike. And now I'm just completely fed up with everything because he told me yesterday one of his bosses came in sick, right? Well, came in with a high fever. You know, everybody's temperature gets checked before you can even enter the building. So one of his bosses had a high fever. They checked his temperature. They all knew he had a high fever, okay? The managers were well aware that he had a high fever. The store manager, too, which makes me even more mad because you are responsible during this time for everybody's health, okay? If somebody has a fever or somebody has any sort of symptoms, they're not supposed to be stepping foot in that door. Okay? So let's just get that straight. And get that squared away. So what they did was they sent him to his vehicle, right? And then gave him some time, called him back to the door, checked his temperature again. It hadn't gone down all the way. So they did that back and forth stuff all the way until his temperature went down. And let him in the building. Just to send him home early. So if he was sick with COVID, you just exposed everybody. So that falls on your dumb self. I'm going to try not to cuss because I know YouTube's rules and regulations with, you know, kids' policies and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to try not to cuss. But technically, it's your fault if he has contracted C-19. You just exposed all of your crew members, your managers, anybody in the building. And then on top of that, they got the nerve to let him come back to work today and work an entire shift. And that really ticks me off because my fiance was there yesterday and he was there today. And he said when he was there today, he was walking around just looking like he was sick, sneezing, can't keep any food down. And if you're throwing up at work or whatever, you're not supposed to be there anyways. If you are at home throwing up, you're supposed to wait at least 24 hours. Okay? So if you guys know anything about C-19, which we all should be experts about it by now, if you have contracted this disease, then it takes at least 2 weeks for your symptoms to start showing. We don't know. He could have already had this for like 2 weeks and still been coming to work and just now showing symptoms. You know what I'm saying? People got families to go home to, and they don't give a crap. They do not care. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand. Like, you guys, like, now you could be hiring new people. Give this man a break. Give him a break. Let him get better. Let him quarantine himself for 14 days. Like, quit being cheap. Pay the man. Like, I just don't understand. I just don't understand people's motive with things nowadays. Like, you really that worried about yourself that you're willing to put other people's lives at risk, other families at risk? There's a lot of old people that work at this job, too. What about them? You know, they're just as in danger as, like, somebody my age. My fiance's grandma was in the hospital for 2 months on a ventilator with COVID-19. Okay? By the grace of God, she was sent home. From my understanding, you know, I don't know if she's all the way back up to par, but from my understanding, she might be like a little weak still. But she beat COVID-19. But she was in the hospital for quite some time. I don't want to see anybody close to me go through that. I don't, especially not my intermediate family members. People who I see every day, people who I'm around every day. I don't want any of my babies sick and in the hospital. I don't want to be sick and in the hospital. I just feel like as a store manager, you should be concerned for your workers' health. Okay?
Okay.
Point blank period. Like, when you work with people, yes, I understand you being a boss, you get in silly predicaments all the time. But people's health is very important.
Yes, it is.
And you end up, you know, when you work with people, you kind of start to like build a bond with people too. And I think that's kind of fake that you weren't putting your workers first. You want them to do this, that, and the third for you, and you really don't give a crap about their health. So I'm taking it upon myself to call corporate tomorrow because I think that's wrong. And I feel like that problem needs to be addressed before more people are affected by it. Call me a Karen, call me what you want, I don't care. I don't care. It's so good. Oh, I just bit my lip.
Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
I need to get past
But
break around the site.
I just think that is so ridiculous. And I'm not sure the reason behind letting him even pass the door. I don't know the whole reason behind that. I don't know if they were shorthanded or what. But he shouldn't have even stepped foot in the building. And then on top of that, he works everywhere. He's a manager. He's working in the front. He's exposing the people in the back. I don't care what it is he has. Point blank period. If he has C-19 or not, you shouldn't be at work when you're that sick. He should have went straight to the hospital. Or he should have went home and quarantined himself for at least 72 hours. You know, because within 3 days you can tell, like, if you're really sick. And when he came into work today, he was worse than he was yesterday. And that's unacceptable. That is unacceptable, and somebody needs to know. I worry about my fiance every day going to work during a time like this. Like, we are in the middle of a freaking pandemic. Little do some of you small brain people realize we're in the middle of a pandemic. Just because they are starting to open things back up doesn't mean everything is back to normal. Okay? You're still supposed to be wearing your mask. You should still be wearing gloves. You still should be washing your hands correctly for at least 30 seconds. And people are just so stuck on old ways. You know what I mean? And then it's like you don't know if this guy, if your boss that's walking around sick is, you know, washing his hands properly. You don't know if he was just in an area and he could have sneezed and not even covered up his sneeze and you could have just walked through all the bacteria. All those germs. That's what I'm saying. And then come to find out, before he was even sick, there was another coworker of his that was sick that nobody knew about it. You should be informing your employees. I don't care if you feel like, oh, I'm the boss, I don't have to tell them every single thing that's going on. Screw that. During this time, in this situation, you do. It's very important people know these things. And, you know, that really makes me mad and that really upsets me because I feel bad, you know, with my husband being the breadwinner and the provider of this family. He has to go out there and put his life on the line because for the simple fact he has a... I'm not even going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not even going to say what I was going to say, what I want to say. But I'm pretty sure y'all get the gist of things. That had me so upset when he told me that. So paranoid. Communication goes a long way. Little do people realize. Communication goes a long, long way. Good communication. I understand. You know, management can be pretty secretive at times, but in this case, somebody should have opened up their mouth and let these people know ahead of time. Because what if my fiance was walking around without a mask, not knowing that one of his coworkers was sick? You know what I'm saying? And you know, these people might think, oh, he's not sick like that. He might just have like a normal cough and a stomach bug and this and this and that. But little do you know, those are all symptoms of C19. Duh. Do your freaking research. It started out with like cough and cold symptoms. Then they came out with these other symptoms like diarrhea and like all this other stuff. Like, come on. Take this a little bit more seriously. I'm pretty sure they all got families they want to go home to healthy too. When my fiance comes home, he strips down to his underwear in the garage, gets sprayed with rubbing alcohol, and rinses his mouth out with mouthwash. That's how serious we take this. When we go grocery shopping, we disinfect all of our groceries. If we're out and about anywhere for too long, as soon as we go home, stripping down, rubbing alcohol, immediately hop in the shower and brush your teeth. Like, I'm just not understanding why people aren't getting it. Like, do you think they opened everything back up because it was safe? No, they're worried about that money. They're not tripping off of people. They're worried. Come on, baby. They're worried about their money. They don't care about people. Dang. That's good. Dang.
Guess what?
What?
Chris can keep the door open.
Huh?
Chris can keep the door open.
Duh, look how big he is. And look who he takes after. No. His daddy. He may look like his mom, but he definitely acts like Midnight.
He got diamond eyes.
But yeah, you guys, please leave me a comment down below, or check the description box for my Instagram. DM me on Instagram what you think. And I posted a few things on Instagram about it too, but let me know what you guys think. Am I being too paranoid? Am I getting overworked up about it? I don't think I am. I feel like if you can do anything to avoid something, do it. If it's something that can potentially harm you, why wouldn't you do everything to avoid it? You know? Oh, wow. They played the mess out of me. There wasn't anything in that one.
Can you go sit down?
I'm getting into this corn. Honestly, close the door. To be honest, crab king corn, it's alright. I like sweet corn. This tastes like canned corn. I mean, I know it's not canned corn, but it's not like fresh sweet corn. Like, maybe it's like frozen corn.
pull out the bag, right?
It's still, ooh. It's still good, don't get me wrong, but I like that Sam's Club sweet corn. Ooh wee. And the runner up would definitely be Aldi's sweet corn. Yeah, AJ. But besides that, it's really hit the spot. I'm going back to my original diet. Trying to cut back on carbs. I don't believe seafood has carbs now. Potatoes and corn, probably so, yeah. But I don't really eat that much potatoes. I don't really eat that much corn. I'm just eating it today because it's what I paid for. That's what it comes with. And it would have been way too expensive to replace it with like extra crab legs. And the only reason really why I ordered out for seafood is because lately it's been so hard to find some good seafood. It's been so hard to find seafood, period. Okay, I'm working on my thumbnail options. Let's look at that beautiful juicy crab. That's empty. Oh, please be a good one. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Wiggle on out of there. Oh, shoot.
I'll take that bet. I bet on be wild. I'm gonna like a couple shots. Max out his bag. Just shoot me an invite. It's me. So Saturday I'm bringing my center. 60 overall.
I'm gonna save the rest of this for my kids and my baby, my hubby. Because I went in. Come on. Oh, shoot. Oh my God, you guys. This is, if you're allergic to seafood, I feel like really bad for you. Because this was such a treat. Like, it really, really is. Mmm.
Where you at?
Mmm.
You behind me?
Y'all.
Where you at?
Mmm. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for hopping on and listening to me vent. Hopefully you guys leave me some comments down below. DM me on Instagram what you think. And I'll see you on the next video.